Hello guys, my name is Lasha and today I will be teaching you vocabulary lesson for upper intermediate level, and our topic for the lesson is body anatomy and health. So first we will start with the anatomy and I will show you a person and we will discuss all the words about it. Then we will learn some other words and phrases related to health. Okay, so I check and we are live on YouTube and Facebook, both of them. Hi Erkem. So on our head we have got, of course, hair. Not me, but other people have hair. Then we have ears. This is called neck. Okay, the outside part is called neck, the inside part is called throat. Okay, then if we go a little bit down, you see the shoulders. There was a very famous, okay, actually there still is very famous shampoo, Head and Shoulders. Okay, on our shoulders we have two hands. Now, there are several parts of the hand and they have different names. For example, the first one is arm. We call arm the top part of the hand. Under the arm, we have got armpits. You can see over here. So, this place between our body and hand is called armpit. If you run a lot or if you do a lot of exercises, maybe you can sweat in the armpit. Okay, that's why we need to use antiperspirant, and I will explain the meaning of perspirant a little bit later. Let's continue with the hand. So top part is called arm, and after the arm, the place where we can move our hand, it is called elbow. Okay, this part of the hand is called elbow. The front part of the hand is called forearm. Okay, and then of course everybody knows that we have 5 fingers on our hand, and on top of the fingers it is called nails or fingernails. Thank you, Omer, and hi, Muhatin. Hello, Julie. The front part of our body, top section, is called chest. Okay? On our chest, we have got breast, and also on the breast, you can see that the person has nipples. Okay? If we go a little bit down the chest, you see the stomach. Stomach is the big place. It's named for big part of our body. And then you see navel. This navel button is a little bit different when the baby is born. Probably all of you know. And then it changes when they cut it. Okay. So this is the front part, and also we have back part. On the back part we can just say the back, and also we need to know that on our back we have spine. Spine is the main bone connecting our head and our lower body to each other. Just in the middle we have got waist. Okay. For example, if you want to buy new trousers or new shorts, you need to know what is your size, and this is usually measured on your waistline, okay? A little bit under that, you see hips. There is a song, Hips Don't Move Like That. Maybe you have heard of it. The official name of our butt or our button is buttocks. Okay, so we have 2 buttocks. Buttocks is the name of each part of our button. Then the front side we have some genitals, and the genitals is called the groin. it consists of everything together. And then we move to our legs. Leg is the whole thing. Starting from here until here, it is leg. But on the leg, we have different parts. The upper part of our leg is called thigh. Then we have knee. This is where you can move your feet and you can close or open it. The front side under the knee is called shin, okay? And the back side is called calf. Do you see here? This is calf. If we go into our foot, so this is foot, okay? On our foot, we have ankle over here. The bottom part of the foot is called the sole. We have, of course, toenails and toes. Toe is like finger for the foot. And instep is this part of our foot. Also, we need to know heel. This is a very important word because we have some combined and compound words with this. For example, high heel shoes. So if it is high heel shoes, it touches this part of your body. That's why the name is high heel shoes. Okay. If you see, for some people, this part of our foot is like an arch. Okay. Some people are flat-footed. Flat is when there is no line or where there is no curve. But if there is a curve, it is arch of the foot. Okay, so for this person, we see the arch of the foot because he is not flat-footed. And then we have ball of the foot. This part, the part between the heel and the toes is called ball of the foot. Okay, now we should learn the internal parts of the person. The first thing that you see internally is thyroid over here on our neck. Then if you continue a little bit down, you will see the thymus. Okay, and one more thing that you need to know is the lungs. We have 2 lungs and we need our lungs to breathe, and especially during this pandemic period, it is very important to be able to breathe well, as not being able to breathe is one of the problems why and how people understand that they have coronavirus. Okay. Then what else do we have? We have kidney. Here somewhere, okay, here, this is called kidney. On the opposite side of it, we have got the liver. Do you remember we have learned stomach, and I told you it's a little bit general word. Stomach is called the outside part, and also inside we have stomach. Again, we use the same name. Pancreas, maybe you should know. This also helps us about the food and it's related to stomach. And digestive system or the intestines. These are what makes our food, what we eat, to go away of our body. Urinary system, probably you understand. This is the system that we use to go to toilet and to pee, and also we have the reproductive system for male and female. Okay, I did not want to go into details, but the most important things that you should remember probably are kidney, liver, lungs, and stomach maybe. And as for the body of our of all people and humans, I think we should know the name of all of them, because I have seen a lot of times that people don't really understand what is their problem. For example, they go to doctor and they don't know how to explain in English. I have faced the same situation in Turkey. My Turkish is not very good, and I have gone to doctor several times and I could not speak because I did not know the name of all things. And before I go, usually I check on internet to translate some of the words which I may use when I'm with the doctor. But in Turkish, you have so many words. You can say the same things in many different ways. So I learned, for example, one word, but the doctor used another word. The meaning is same, but I did not know the meaning of this word. And it is always very difficult when I'm with a doctor. I need to use the translator. So if you don't want to be in the same situation, if you ever go abroad and you need to visit a doctor, please learn all parts of our bodies and the internal organs, and also the words that I will teach you now. Okay, so our body and internal organs are done, and now we can move to some of the words and phrases that we can use when we are talking about our health and when you want to maybe go to doctor. The first thing is H. We use it as verb and as a noun, both. It is the same meaning with pain. For example, all of you have heard maybe headache, stomachache. If you want to use it as a noun, you should use verb have before it. For example, I have a terrible headache. Or if you want to use it as a verb, you can use like this. My whole body aches. Okay. Abnormal is opposite of normal. Usually we use abnormal for something which is not good. It's not in a good way or good meaning, because, for example, we have another word for normal. It is ordinary, and the opposite, not ordinary, is extraordinary. But extraordinary is very good. But abnormal, the meaning of it is negative, and we usually use it in negative way. For example, after I checked the patient, I discovered something abnormal. Maybe the doctor can say this sentence. Hi Aydin, Tutku and Eylem. Acupuncture. Acupuncture or acupuncture, to be honest, I don't know how to say this one correctly. It is a type of medicine which is not typical. This is atypical medicine and not traditional way of medicine for some countries, but in some countries like Asian countries, China, Japan, and etc., it is very popular method and they use it a lot. So let's write the same example. Acupuncture is popular I use the word treatment. Maybe you don't know the meaning of it, but no problem. I will explain it later in the lesson. Addictive. Maybe you know the verb addict. Addict means when you become accustomed to something and you can't stop using it. Addict is a verb, addiction is noun, and addictive is adjective. For example, Smoking. I smoke, so I can say I'm addicted to smoking or I'm smoke addict. Some drugs also make you addictive. Kadir says acupuncture is used for alternative medicine in some Eastern countries. Yes, you are absolutely correct. Addictive. So if you use the medicine, you become accustomed to this medicine and you become dependent on the medicine. You can't stop the medicine because when you stop, you feel like that something is wrong with you. So some medicines can make you addictive to them. Allergy. Everybody knows what is allergy, and I'm sure in all languages allergy is same allergy. But I will try to use it in a sentence, and I will teach you one more word related to allergy. If you have allergy, you should take antihistamine. Antihistamine is the type of drugs which help you get rid of allergy. For example, you can use Tavegil as antihistamine and etc. Anti is always used if we want to talk about the opposite of something. So this is how the word comes from, antihistamine. The next word that we will discuss is anemia. This is when person's body does not have enough iron and in our blood some things are missing. Anemia is very serious disease. Anorexia is also a type of disease. Lack or loss of appetite for food. This is anorexia, you mean, yes? Yeah, Sima, you are correct. Some people have this disease, anorexia, and they don't eat food, or maybe they eat food, but their body starts losing weight, and after some time they can't even eat the food. So it can be first, it can be your person's decision, but then it becomes body's decision. Body cannot take food anymore. A lot of models try to be size 0, and for that they use diets and they want to lose the weight, and finally they become anorexic. Okay, so anorexia is common for models. A lot of them have anorexic problems. Yeah. Blood, you know. Pressure, probably you know. And blood pressure together is how your blood goes into your body and circulates and how fast. Okay. Older people need to check their blood pressure a lot. Okay, so I have already said about circulation. Circulation is the movement. So the movement of the blood in our body, we call it circulation. Blood circulation plays critical role in our health. Cure is used as a verb and as a noun. The meaning is exactly the same for both of them. Another word with the same meaning is treat. If you go to doctor, doctor will cure you. Let me write this easy example for you. If you go to doctor, the doctor will cure you. This is used as a verb in this sentence. And now let's use as a noun. There is no cure for novel coronavirus so far. This sentence is not exactly true, guys. Yes, we can argue about it, but as an example, I'm writing it, okay? The next word is dehydration. Dehydration is when your body does not have enough water. You know that hydrogen is the water. De means not having enough. And dehydration is not having enough water in our body. I remember when I was young, I had dehydration problems. I see some question, let me read it. Can we use heal for cure or treat? Yes, we can use heal. Is it exactly the same? No, not exactly the same. For example, if you take medicine, medicine usually cures you, but we can use heal sometimes for creams. I have seen it. The cream will heal. And also, if something goes on and finishes without treatment, we can also say healing. But healing is not such medical terminology, okay? Medically, it's better to use the cure or treatment. Diagnose is when doctor checks your symptoms and decides what is your problem. This is diagnose. It's like check, control, okay? And saying final decision. The doctor diagnoses all patients before treatment. The question is about dehydration. Dehydration. Okay? Dehydration or D. It can be pronounced in both ways. Dehydration or dehydration. Next one, we have disability. But before I explain it, let me read comment from Bilal. I had dehydration problem, or I had dehydration problem. Which one is correct? I used past perfect. If you are talking about my example, Bilal, past simple should be used because I used here time period when I was young. And the dehydration problem was at the same time. This was not before I was young, okay? So it should be past simple, happening at the same time in past. Disability. Disability comes from the word able and ability. And disability means when you are not able to do something, okay? For example, there are some people who cannot walk. We can say walking disability for these people, or people who can't hear, they have hearing disability, okay? I know one girl who has hearing disability. Next thing is disorder. Disorder is when something is not working in the correct order, in the correct way. For example, some people have eating disorders. They eat not on correct time the food, or maybe they eat not correct food, or their body has problem with food. So we can say all of them eating disorders. Okay, sleeping disorder, for example, the person can't sleep at night and wants to sleep during the day. If this is some medical problem, it will be called the sleeping disorder. Okay, my grandma used to have sleeping disorder. My grandmother used to have sleeping disorder. When she was old, she had some kind of problem with sleeping, so she had sleeping disorder. Epidemic, you understand probably the word because it's very popular these days. Epidemic means when something is spread very widely and very soon, in a short period of time, okay? There is an epidemic in all over the world nowadays due to coronavirus. All the world fight against COVID. This is epidemic. Yes, this is epidemic. Actually, it was epidemic 2-3 months ago. Now it is pandemic. Epidemic is before it starts and when they think that something will spread. This is the time when they use epidemic. Fracture. Fracture we call when the bones are broken. Okay? If you break the bone, we call it fracture. There are two types of fractures. Actually, I think there are 3 types, but I will say now only 2 types. Open fractures and closed fractures. There is also a 3rd type, but I don't remember the 3rd type. Glands are in our neck, inside our neck, and we use these glands. They come from the nose to our throat, so they connect breathing system. And if you have problems sometimes the swallowing some food, and if you have sore throat and you think like you can't drink water or you can't eat food, maybe your glands are swollen. If you have problems swallowing food, your glands might be swollen. Next one is guideline. Guideline is some kind of plan, some kind of schematic thing. Sima, you are absolutely correct. Are you a doctor or how do you know these words so well? Guideline is some kind of plan or general rule how doctors should behave in each situation. For example, if this happens, you should do this. If this is like this, you should do like that. Okay, so it shows the way, what to do. We use the same word not only for doctors, but also for other jobs and other professions. For example, if you are an engineer, you might have some kind of guidelines. Let's say you are working at a car factory and you are producing, and if you see this problem, you should do this. So this is also guideline. Doctors have a lot of guidelines for different types of situations. Okay, let's use a better word, different types of scenarios. Esma, used to, it is used if we want to talk about something which happened a lot of times in the past but not anymore, or which happened for a long time in the past and it's not true anymore. So it's like past but a little bit different from past simple. The next word that we have is immunity, and also we can use immune system. I'm trying to remember this in Turkish because I use this word a lot. Başlangıç or başlangıç system. I think, I'm not sure. Immunity is your body's ability to fight with something. Okay? If your immunity is good, the virus can't hurt you. This is the most important thing for coronavirus nowadays. If your immune system is good, it will not hurt you. Of course, you will have some problems, but you will not die if your immunity is good. Your body will be able to fight the COVID. Okay? Joint is where our parts of the bones join together. Okay? For example, this one is a joint because we have one bone over here, then we have another one. Therefore, this will be called joint. Okay? So where two bones join together, it is called joint. Humans have not a lot, but not a few. So let's say many joints. I see something from Simai, the ability of an organism to resist a particular infection or toxin, the action of specific antibodies or centralized white blood cells. Wow. Definitely, she is either doctor or she is studying medicine. And now we see the word medicine. It is used in many different ways. Medicine is, first of all, the area which studies health and which teaches how to be doctor to students. So this is one meaning. Another meaning of medicine is pills or drugs that you take to be cured. This is also called medicine. My cousin studies medicine, and now I will use with second meaning also. If you are sick, you should take some medicine. Okay, so it has two different meanings. Metabolic. Let's see what Simai thinks is metabolic, then I will explain because probably she knows better explanation than me. Metabolic is the body's ability to process food. Metabolic system is how the food is processed in our body. Some people have high metabolic system and others don't. The next word that we will learn for this lesson is panacea. It's not English word, of course it comes from Latin, and panacea is something very similar to medicine. Everything that can treat you, we can say that it is panacea, okay? I will give you an example like this. It took long time, but finally we found a panacea. Usually we use this word panacea for difficult situations, for when you cannot treat something very easily and finally you find solution. In that case we use panacea, okay? Let's explain one more word and then we can go on a break. Perspiration. Perspiration, probably you understand that it is noun, and the verb will be without ation. It is the process of sweating. Do you remember I said about armpits? If you walk a lot or if you exercise, you start sweating, and this is called perspiration. For this reason, people use antiperspirant, okay? Deodorant is one name, another name is antiperspirant. Okay, so to stop the perspiration, you need to use antiperspirant, and you can also use deodorant. They have a little bit different meaning, but we can use for this case in the same sentence with almost the same meaning. Let's have break now, guys, for 15 minutes, and 15 minutes later I will be back with you and we will continue to learn some more words, and after that we will do exercises using these words. See you in 15 minutes.